In this video, guys, we're going to be doing another first impressions video, and this one is going to be on a fragrance that is really hitting the fragrance community by storm. It has become one of the top compliment pulling cheapy Middle Eastern fragrances to get on the market, and this one actually took me a little while for me to get my hands on, but I finally got it. It got delivered just a few days ago, so now we're going to go through our blind smell reactions. We're going to test this one out. Moreover, we're going to see just how this one compares. There's two comparisons we have to think about in terms of this. One is the fragrance that it's inspired by and what people mainly contribute and associated with, and then it's the rival dupe that also is kind of compared to this one. This fragrance we're going to be talking about here is Khadlaj Island Vanilla Dunes. All right, this is actually the second Khadlaj Island I got my hands on in this haul, but nonetheless, we're gonna go through this one because this one, to me, I'm actually more intrigued and excited to get my hands on, try this one out. I really love the initial kind of fragrance DNA that this one associated with, and when I looked it up, whenever I kind of researched it, did my deep dives, definitely this is gonna be hopefully one of the top comment pulling fragrances you guys are gonna be able to get your hands on. I always tell you guys that fragrance doesn't cost you an arm or a leg, but let's get straight into the fragrance. So first thing is always, we go through our unwrapping and we'll get into the review. Ooh, I like this bottle design. I really like this. Look at this, guys. Really nice, lavish, really fancy looking bottle design. I like the cap. I like the cream, the orange. I like the bottle design. So as far as look and presentation, definitely this is giving a really nice fancy look. This fragrance is only $45, guys. So if this ends up being what I think it could be, this one to me is probably a steal of all steals. All right, well, nonetheless, presentation I really like. I really enjoying it. I like the gold cap. It doesn't look cheap. Okay, I do like what they did here, the sort of rough interior and then the smooth exterior on the bottle design. Really nice presentation to it. Now all that's left is let's get into the review. So again, first thing we have to do is we test it off the air, then we test it off the strip, then we test it on the skin. All right, 3 layers, 3 levels. Before we get into the review, obviously some of the main notes that we're going to be looking to get into this one, we're going to get that vanilla, we're going to get some gaiac wood pralines, we're also going to get some amber and some musk as well. So a really nice, sweet, warm, woodsy, musky and ambery sort of fragrance. So really, I'm anticipating good things with this one. This is kind of in my wheelhouse. Nonetheless, guys, let's get right into it. So first thing, initial smell test off the air. Here we go. Nice atomizer. Ooh. 3, 4. Yep. This is as quick. This is gonna probably be as quick of a dub as I've ever been able to stamp just on that alone. 2 sprays, the projection to see, and this one is an extrait de parfum. The projection, the scent, whenever it first opens in the air, guys, this is magnificent. This is awesome. Now this is a fragrance that gets contributed and kind of associated with PDM's Althair. So far, that's as close to 1-to-1 as I can get, right? Really nice vanillic opening, really warm, really loud, really pronounced. Off first spray, it didn't take long. Like, I mean, yes, I went through 3 or 4, but after 2, I was already getting it in the air. You could see it just on the atomizer on the spray. It's an extrait de parfum, which I have familiarity with extrait de parfum fragrances, high concentration, so I can imagine just how much work went into this fragrance. For a $45 fragrance, you cannot beat that. I'm still smelling in the air, guys. This is awesome, awesome, awesome. But we gotta go through the full process. So that's through the opening, definitely a dub off the opening. Now let's see how it is whenever we go through with the tester strip and after we get it off skin. After letting this one sit down for a minute, after kind of letting it settle in the air, you're getting that vanilla cardamom, guys. You're getting that bergamot as well. So a little bit of a citrus, but that citrus is really kind of undertoned. It's not loud really, but you're really getting that vanilla, cinnamon, cardamom off the opening. Really nice, really balanced too. It's not really pungent, but it's definitely loud. It's definitely pronounced. So just on that, we're off on a good foot. Here we go. 1, 2. We're just gonna do 2 off the strip. I mean, oh my goodness. All right, here we go. We let it settle down now. You're getting that gaiac wood. You're getting that woodsy mid. You're getting something florist, like It's like orange, like orange blossom. Orange blossom. So Gaiac wood mixed with orange blossom. So you get that woodsy floral component, but masculine woods mixed with a light floral component in the mid. You're still getting that vanilla and cinnamon and that cardamom as it settles down. That stays, guys. And then I'm picking up on those pralines as it settles down. So this one, you don't need a whole lot of sprays with this fragrance too. And I'm probably gonna get a second bottle of this. This is great, guys. Nonetheless, guys, we're gonna get, so again, opening is great, mid is great. You're getting definitely a nice, really sweet, warm, ambery, spicy, vanillic, woodsy, floral fragrance all wrapped up in one. Now this fragrance, like I said, we contributed to Althair. This is Althair for $45. I mean, nothing less to say. But we still got to test it off the skin. We'll see how it is off the skin. We'll see what you get most off the skin. After that, guys, we're not going to waste a whole lot of time today. I mean, that's quick work. But nonetheless, let's get our skin test. 1, 2. Let it dry down some. That cinnamon, the more and more I spray it, you get that cinnamon a little bit more off the opening, right? When you first spray a fragrance, right, you can kind of pick up on one note more than the other. As you kind of spray it a few more times, you pick up on those different notes. So definitely vanilla and cinnamon off the opening, and then it settles into that cardamom, it settles into that bergamot. Then as it's settling down, you'll pick up on that Gaiac wood, pick up on the orange blossom a little bit, especially as you waft it, as you kind of move around, you'll get that orange blossom, get a whiff of that. So I imagine when you walk by people, they'll pick up on that woods, that blossom, that cinnamon, vanilla. They'll turn heads. This one's gonna turn heads, I'm telling you. All right, here we go, guys. Now we'll test this one off the skin. All right, here we go. Yep, pralines, amber, musk in the base. So again, nearly 1-to-1 comparison to Althair. Now, again, I mentioned earlier that there's one other fragrance that rivals it. I actually have it. I just put it up because I was using it a couple nights ago. But the other fragrance that gets compared to Althair, and really the one that rivals up against Khadlaj Island, would be this one here, French Avenue's Liquid Brun. Now, I actually love this fragrance a lot too, right? So we're gonna test out Liquid Brun on my other arm. And see, even the atomizer on Liquid Brun is a different look. If you watch, wider spraying atomizer versus Khadlaj Island is a little bit more of a dispersal. This one's versus this one's a slow dispersal. But yeah, see Liquid Brun in terms of, so when you're comparing the two, which one should you get as far as if you want an Althair clone? To me, Khadlaj Island takes the cake, and I can say that confidently because see, Liquid Brun, while it is great, and while the longevity and the lasting power is great on Liquid Brun, right, on Khadlaj Island you get in a 1-to-1 closer comparison, and to me it's more balanced. Liquid Brun is a little bit more spicy, a little bit more woodsy, right? Khadlaj Island is going to be a little bit more vanillic, a little bit more aromatic, a little bit sweeter, a little bit more vanillic, right? Liquid Brun, maybe a little bit more masculine wood. So now when we get to the final piece of it all, in terms of who wears what, I would say if you're a guy who likes the fragrance a little bit sweeter, you like it a little bit more jovial, a little bit more vibrant, definitely get Khadlaj Island Vanilla Dunes. If you want the fragrance a little bit more mature, a little bit more woodsy, masculine, get your hands on Liquid Brun. Both of them are great. If you want the fragrance, which one compares most to Althair, definitely it's gonna be Vanilla Dunes for me. Which is the better fragrance? I mean, honestly, when I'm thinking about it, this one was no hesitation. I didn't have to think about this one at all. So take that information as you will. But both of these are really good alternatives to Althair. Definitely both are great fragrances. But since we're talking about Vanilla Dunes today, definitely great. Where does it rank? I mean, this one's already high up on the list. I'm so glad I got my hands on this. I'm just mad that I waited this long. And I'm mad that it took that long to get here. But guys, nice fall, winter, cold weather, day, night fragrance. So unfortunately, me who lives in a warm weather city, I may not be able to get it out that much, but I'm still gonna be wearing it, definitely. Gonna get the masses' opinions on it. Definitely blind by where the pull the trigger fragrance. You won't have to hesitate for it, guys. These Middle Eastern brands are really making a name. A lot of them are becoming really popular, and fragrance doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg in order for you to get your hands on great fragrances. I tell you guys that all the time, and this is another example of that. But anyways, guys, that'll do it for today. Another great first impressions done in a kind of 4 great fragrance we talked about today. Khadlaj Island, Vanilla Dunes. Great Althair clone, $40 I believe, $40 to $45. You can get that off of any discounter, Amazon, Joma Shop. Get it, guys. Pull the trigger on it. As always, I appreciate all you guys listening, tuning in. Found this video helpful. Make sure you hit the subscribe and the follow button so you get notified anytime I drop any new fragrance content. You can also join the memberships tab to get exclusive perks, exclusive content, as well as drop tips in the chat anytime we have the ability to. But as always, guys, thank you. Have a great day. We'll catch you on the next one. Much love.